It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. And it's coming up next.
So much NFL history has come from within the walls of Soldier Field here in Chicago. And we're happy to return to it once again in its final chapters as an NFL stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And we're underway from Soldier Field. Here's Parker Washington with the return. This return makes it up to the 25. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Connection made, Travis Etienne. They'll have him gain about a handful there. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
A give right side, here's Bigsby. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Etienne on first down. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Putting the tight end in motion. Lawrence working from the gun. That's taken in by Etienne. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Jalen Johnson with the stop. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go right back to Etienne. And defenders are there to get him at the line. That was Montez Sweat who took him down. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9. Lawrence now off the play action. On the move, headed right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one, headed for the sideline. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. So here come the Bears as they get set for their debut series. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked 1st overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick, and you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
He was looking Keenan Allen's way there. So it's 2nd down coming up. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
You know, that's a case, Kate, defensively, where you just got to keep your eyes on the backfield and be ready if they go with that drop play. Even an extra second to react, well, it gives them room to operate.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. We've finished 1 quarter in what's still a scoreless game. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Bears football. They're looking at a borderline gimme 3rd down here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And now they're left with 4th and short.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. 2nd drive of the game upcoming for this Jaguar offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They've got 1st down from the 31. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Second and 3 now. From the 38. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Out Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
ETN gets it on the draw. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Third and long for him here. He lofts it deep left. This is caught inside the 15. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a first down.
Well, that's sure one way to take the lid off a defense. Great work to find the biggest hole in the coverage, and more importantly, go exploit it.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Soldier Field. The Jaguars pushing for points. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, here's Lawrence. Able to find Strange here. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with...
And the defender comes away with it. Jalen Johnson with the pick.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
So here comes this offense for its second series of the game. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. This finds Carter complete. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's Williams. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
So we've reached halftime. A rough one for a former quarterback like my partner to watch so far. Hang in there. We're scoreless at the break. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
We've seen one half of football and no points just yet. Let's see who can finally break that deadlock here in our second half. Tyler Scott now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes the offense for the Bears to begin the second half. And they could take control of the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Williams will look to throw. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Staying grounded with Swift. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 43. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. To throw is Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Punting unit out now. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He'll get this to ETN. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Hit made by TJ Edwards. And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this third down. Now Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Ball at the 33 for first down. A give up the gut to Bigsby. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. So after all that, we're taking a scoreless game into the 4th here. Somehow this game is still scoreless as we get set for our final quarter. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Got Washington, it's complete. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Third and just 2 to go. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's caught for the first. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's a Jaguar first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And they'll bring him down after a small gain to the 48. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. ETN again. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bears territory. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. ETN on the catch. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 4 there, and that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down, and that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
They put a receiver in motion right. And he has 7 on that run as we're down to the 2-minute warning. Second and 3 now. He'll look to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to ETN. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. The Bears decide to call their first timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Trying it right side with Etienne. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. The Bears into the nickel for third down. Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. The Bears going to use their third and final timeout as they'll get together and discuss with fourth down coming up. Cam Little now in a high-pressure spot. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. That one is good! And late in the fourth, they have grabbed a lead.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bears about set for their next possession. Now their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up 2nd down. Setting up to pass. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Just watching from the booth, that looked like a last resort to go take that check down. He wanted to push the ball down the field, but there was nowhere to go. He looked shorter, and this defense was ready to make him pay.
Bears trying to get everyone set. They're going quickly here. Now to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Put a gold star on the grade sheet for that defensive coverage, even with plenty of time to throw it. That defense never gave the QB a lane to complete it.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential 1st down.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. And a lackluster day offensively, thankfully overshadowed by a top-notch defensive effort to get the win in a shutout. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Jaguars as we say so long from Chicago.